So you said you went to SUNY Buffalo, right? Law school.
That's correct.
And what year was that?
Why you gotta be putting on the spot like that?
What?
It's all right.
Well, what 70s?
It's okay.
You know.
It was in the 70s. I started in the 70s, was 79 when I went to law school.
So what made you leave New York City and go all the way up to Buffalo?
There was two reasons. Reason number one is being in New York City, I had a good time,
Distractions.
a lot of friends, and I know that wasn't going to work. Okay, that's number one.
Cabin.
The cabin. We should digress and talk about the cabin.
Yeah.
My guys called me all the time. This before cell phones, so I had to get my own phone in the house so I wouldn't wake up my folks. So the second was really money because they gave me a scholarship. So, I applied to a number of schools, but this was the only one that gave me a full ride. So I said, well, let me head on up,
Right.
okay? But let me tell you, Buffalo, New York at that time was nothing like New York City. In fact, when you got there, you really thought you were in a different state.
And it's still like that?
Yeah, it's still
Yeah,
like
I
that
have family
today.
in Buffalo.
Probably, but this is really big difference. I would say it's not as bad as it used to be when it came to minorities because you now have, who I happen to know, the mayor of Buffalo is a guy named Byron Brown, who's a black man, okay, who in fact, we've known the same attorney. But the thing is, when I arrived in Buffalo, I knew it was a different world.
Right.
The thing, and I'll be very honest, the thing that saved me is that there were four of us from New York City, and we became brothers, okay?
For people or for black folks?
Well, we had 3 black and 1 Hispanic, but we were all from New York City, and we became as tight as a clam shell because of how we were looked at and how we were perceived. We were stopped by campus security all the time. All right, forget leaving campus. We couldn't even drive on campus without getting stopped, okay?
Wow.
We were in class where a professor, who I'll leave anonymous, says he wasn't sure minorities were ready to be in law school at that
Wow.
time.
in
That was the time.
70s?
Okay,
Yeah.
during that time.
That's the 70s, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that
But
like?
it was late 70s. I would expect.
Now,
My God.
Hey, we have editors.
so I mean, you got to look at how this was. We became they even gave us a nickname. They called us New York Borough Boys. They didn't tell us that to our face, but that's what they called us. All right, and yeah, we were different. And I remember us being in civil procedure, and we were asked to address a particular case that dealt with employment discrimination and how we answered this particular problem. We all answered it basically the same way, but we were the only ones
That
in
answered
that
it like
section.
that.
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
All our white counterparts saw it totally different. Now, we were right on point. Don't think that we weren't. But the professor asked us to rewrite the paper based on how the white kids saw it, which was a separate way of looking at the law.
That's a little hard, ain't it?
Well, it was practically impossible.
Because I don't see it from your perspective at all.
We ended up being renegades, I will tell you that. But I will tell you, you got to remember things that you think are your worst experience end up being your blessing. It made us really good students because we knew we were looked at differently, okay? We knew we were being counted out. We were saw as affirmative action, which is the biggest insult you could give
Yes.
somebody.
Right,
Yes.
All right?
Like y'all wouldn't be here just
For your
Y'all
skin
smart.
color.
Skin color.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
we know you're not qualified. You know
Right.
what? A lot of them failed out. We didn't. We were at the top of our class. Okay, and we knew we had to be. So while that pressure was on us, we were sort of like the modern day Meshach. Shadrach and Abednego, because we walked through the fire, and I think it all made us much better attorneys because of that, and we're friends to this day. We're
That's
really
good.
tight friends to this day. But my experience there was very challenging. Buffalo was very challenging, but we did have some good people around us who wanted to really see us succeed within the community as well as within the law school. We had 1 or 2 friends in the law school who helped us along. And at the time, there was an attorney general who was a black man up in Buffalo who actually hired me to be an intern up there, which also pardon me, helped my situation out quite a bit. But listen, I don't want you to think that law school was horrible, because we had a whole lot of fun up there.
Yeah,
We did,
I
we
had
did it.
fun, too.
We
On
had
the beach.
we had good fun.
What kind of fun y'all had in Buffalo?
Right? Y'all went up to Canada? Because I know it ain't that far.
My son, I love you.
That ain't none of your business.
That is none of your business. Besides, your mother's gonna look at this and say,
Damn, you trying to get your daddy in trouble. Stay out of grown folks'
What up,
business,
editors? I'm
man.
looking at y'all, man. Point taken. I hear you. That's fine.
Move on.
thank you.